Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric. This is Dom Dom right here. He's not paying attention.
I put my phone on silent.
We are currently on episode 110, and this is our first episode in 2024. So, John, we appreciate it. We do have a special guest, and this is John with Buena
Thank
Gente Golf. Good people enjoying the game regardless of the outcome. Make sure to give them a follow on Instagram. John, thank you so much for taking the time and
Also,
joining us on the podcast.
shout out your wife and her sister for teaching us how to say it the right
Yeah.
way.
Well, I said I thought I knew, but I wanted to confirm with my wife.
I
So
looked at it and I was like, no.
yeah.
No, you said, hey man, buena gente, buena gente. It doesn't matter. It's all
Which
the same.
which means uh good
Good
people.
people. Yeah, good
Yeah.
people.
Awesome.
Correct.
Like I said, I thought I nailed it, but yeah, no, I had to double
You
check with my
did.
wife.
You
That's for
did. You
sure.
did.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But no, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got introduced to the game of golf?
Yeah. First of all, thank you to both Derek, Dom, for having me. I really appreciate you
Absolutely.
giving me this platform, right, to talk a little more about the brand and this community and the movement. But where do we start, man? Because I
From the
could take
beginning.
off.
Yeah, let's start right from the
Yeah,
beginning, man.
let's start with, the first time we picked up a golf club.
Okay. I was living in Long Island at the time. I was a young boy, and my dad, who was, he was a welder for the union. He'd work in the city. Very uncharacteristic of him to get home, come home. This is what I remember. He came home with a driver and those little wiffle golf balls,
Yep.
and that was it. That was the only club he had. And I think from what I've heard, my older brother got him into it. He just came home with a driver and those little wiffle balls, and he tried to teach me based on what he knew at the time, which was he was a beginner. He was like, keep this left arm straight when you go back, whatever. And I was always kind of like bored and alone. So I just started like hitting those little wiffle golf balls in the front of the house. And I was like, man, I'm a natural at this. I'm still trying to cure this slice, bro. Yeah,
Aren't we
it's
all?
yeah, those wiffle balls are deceiving, man. Because I was like, yo, these things are sailing.
Yep.
And but you know what? It never stuck with me. My dad, when he retired from the union, I was about 13, 14, and we moved back to Puerto Rico. He was like, come with me or stay. I'm going. We went to Puerto Rico, and all those years never picked up a golf club. You would think living in Puerto Rico, beautiful courses and stuff, nothing. Came to California, to the West Coast, married my wife, that I met in college. I went to Art Institute. I started in the Art Institute, studying computer animation, moved away from that, just went to a college in Sunnyvale and graduated, with a degree in graphic design.
Awesome.
And
We know a guy
it
in
was,
Sunnyvale.
Yep.
yeah, it was after I got married that I was like, there was a driving range down the street from where I worked. I worked at a Wells Fargo as a banker. Down the street, there was a driving range. I went once with some coworkers, and I was like, yo, I haven't done this in a long time. And dude, I can't I get hooked for short periods of time,
Yep.
right? So like I got hooked, and my wife bought me a set from Target. You know those sets that
Yeah.
you find for 200, 300
It's a
bucks.
couple $100. Yep.
And I was just so happy. I was hooked, and I would um I would exchange, or I would take out money after work, after my shift in Wells Fargo. I'd get all singles, and the coworkers would be like, "Where are you going with all these singles, dude?" Go down the street, start hitting some balls. But it was one of those things where, without any type of lessons, any training, people would always say, dude, you have the swing down, right? There's just these little nuances you need to start refining. And I'd go, like I said, I'd go in and out of it. There'd be times that I wouldn't play for years, and cutting to now, I'm not a good golfer. I never stuck with it. Like, I love it. I love being out there. It's just something that I never was able to do and dedicate myself to the sport fully.
Sure.
Um, one time, you know, as a newbie would do, I left my club in the previous tee,
Oh,
right? And
yep.
I went
We've all
back to
done
get
that.
it. Yeah, I went back to get it, and the guy that was gonna tee off, he handed me the club, and I said, "Thanks, bro." And he went, "Bro," and that turned me off, and I didn't pick up a club for like 7 years.
Really?
I said all golfers are the same. This is not for me. Can't stand them. I didn't pick up a golf club for a really long time, a really, really long time. Until and stop me, if I'm talking too much, guys, just jump
Oh,
in.
no, this is what it's all about. We want to
Yeah.
hear the stories. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then few years later, again, I was like a one round a year type of guy. I'd go out and be with my friends and be like, dude, I can be good at this if I really, really applied myself and dedicated myself. I could be good. Um, and then I'd play the one round. I'd be so horrible, and then the golf gods, as they usually do, hole 17 and 18, you just like
Play really
amazing,
well.
right? And it
Yep.
just keeps you like bitten for
Keeps you
next time
hooked.
I come back, right? But anyway, when that happened, I was really turned off by the people and by the sport and the people it attracted. And I didn't pick up a golf club for like 6, 7 years. Plus, I was really busy, having a family, 2 kids came along and all that. Um, uh, to be totally transparent, I've always had a hard time putting myself first, and to say I'm gonna spend 6 hours out away from my family was always hard for me to really like grasp that. Like, how do these people do this weekly,
Like multiple
Um,
times a week.
yeah, dude. And
Yeah.
so, there's just a lot of things that kept me from the game. And then right before I moved here, I started to get back into it with my buddies, I started getting back into it. And again, 8 out of 10 shots were bad. The two that were good would leave me bitten. I was like, yo, this is such a good feeling.
Addicting.
You
Yeah.
chase that, right? You
Yep.
chase that shot, that perfect shot. And once I moved to Oregon 2 years ago, I had started Buena Gente brand, which was just, lifestyle clothing for I wanted to originally do it for Latinos, but just a lot of people just into my stuff. I saw a lot of coworkers buying my stuff, people that didn't fit that demographic, which I never really went towards a specific
Sure.
audience. I just did things that I would wear.
Yep.
And it was cool, man. It got to a point where, you know, conga players that would tour with Ricky Martin and really, Residente, which is a very popular rapper from Puerto Rico. Like, they were wearing my stuff, and it was just like, whoa, this is really cool. And then one day I was like, yo, is there anything for Latino golfers? I started doing some searches, and I was like, nope. And that's
You're
where it
like,
started.
perfect. Light bulb went off.
Yeah, that's sorry for the long-winded
No, no,
intro,
that's a
but
great
yeah.
story. I like it. It's a very interesting story because I think most people, when they get like pick up a club and they hit that 17th or 18th hole and they get hooked, like they
Yeah.
stick with it. And you're kind of one of the first people that I've listened to the story about. I agree though that it's very stuffy.
It
Uh,
makes
Yeah.
me happy um to know how different the game is now.
yeah,
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah,
we had our tournament out in NorCal, and I remember everybody, Nelson from Tacos of the Trends, like, what's up, bro? Like, never meeting him before, but it
oh
was,
yeah.
just, hey, give me a hug.
It's like we
Just,
all knew each other.
yeah, Ralph from Los Calferos is like, hey, man, like, it's good to see you, bro, and everything. And I'm like, it's just kind of normal, right? You'd be like, what's up, bro? You're never meeting anybody. So it makes me happy that we're in a better place now, especially with the
hmm
people, the terminology, and it's more acceptable now.
for
Um,
sure.
God, that guy sounds like a dick.
Yeah, yeah, dude. He gave off those vibes immediately, like
Yeah.
immediately. So I was just like,
Which
oh,
sucks because we're
yeah,
all about good vibes here, man. We like to have a good time, and that's what it's all about, really, at the end of the day. Because we're not on the PGA Tour, right? And it's like,
Not
prob
yet.
not, no, not ever.
No, I'm never making it.
So no, so originally you're saying that you started the brand, and it wasn't even anything to do with golf, really, at first. You started an apparel company, and it was a it kind of took off with some artists. You said Ricky Martin, and then what was the other name?
No, no, the conga player. So the
Oh,
conga
the
player
Congo play for Ricky. Okay, very okay.
he's really popular in Puerto Rico. He tours with a
Sure.
lot of big artists.
Yeah,
A popular comedian from Puerto Rico was wearing my stuff. Like he did a Puerto Rican Day Parade with one of my shirts, and it, it was able to get a little bit of attention. Nothing like
yeah.
when I golf, like nothing near it. But yeah, it's been fun. Sorry, were you
No,
getting
no, it's
to?
okay. But I guess going back to it, so you started the company, it had nothing to do really with golf at all, and then
Yeah.
now the light bulb went off. You did some research, realized there really wasn't anything kind of fit to what you were looking for. Where did you get the logo? Because we were just talking about before we hopped on here. The
I'm
logo is
literally
awesome.
like looking at the website,
Yeah, the
like
logo is awesome.
Thanks,
that,
man.
and then the slices shirt with 11.99 with those cup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I
you're good.
almost
Yeah, I almost
smoked
got
you.
knocked out here. But the rings too are like the added touch with the hands interlocking.
Yeah, yeah. Um, First, I've always liked this, like the concept of clashing worlds. When I was doing Buena Gente brand, there's this there's this little character I had worked on. I still haven't like unveiled it to in the golf brand, but he's a little jibarito. Jibarito is like a countryman from Puerto Rico. They would work the cane fields, like all that
Yep.
stuff. Very humble. They'd wear the guayaberas, the ones with the lines through them.
Mhm.
A lot of people call them Mexican wedding shirts,
Yep.
guayaberas, right? And he was the little
Colorful wedding shirt.
character. So he was a little old man with a little pot belly, and he would do things that you wouldn't think a man like that would do. So I have illustrations of him watering plants. I have illustrations of him
Sure.
hiking, of him playing golf. And that was the thing that kind of got me into like, dude, it'd be cool if he does like a bunch of things. I have an illustration of him skateboarding, like doing an ollie, but he has the Jordan ones on and stuff.
Yep.
So just this like clash of worlds. And I think that's what sparked when I hinted. The interesting thing is I was like, I feel like I have something here, and I've always been somebody to go against the grain. And I said, I got to come up with a logo that's just sets me apart, that's something different. But everything has meaning for me. Everything has to have a purpose. Everything has to have a story. And I wasn't just going to do any random logo, right? For
Sure.
instance, my pieces are limited because everything's thought out so much, right? Like I could do flower prints and palm trees and flamingos, and I could just bang out a million polos, but it just doesn't have a story, right? It doesn't mean anything, right? So just thinking about how do I mix, you know, my story of not feeling like I fit in, not feeling welcomed, feeling intimidated, just a lot of things. How do I mix this and combine this with the world of golf? And that's exactly what the grip represents, which is a brown hand with jewelry, right? For me, that's my uncle. My uncle is an avid golfer, but he's got chains, and people think because it's the rings, like it's a young urban black guy. No, it's nothing like that. This is modeled out off of the old heads that wear chains and rings and watches and go to the bars and they're chilling with each other and mixing that culture. And that's what the interlocking means is that culture mixing with what the white glove represents, which is the golf world, right? Who makes the rules, who mainly is the audience, right? The larger
Yep.
group of audience,
Yep.
and showing that there's a mixture, right? We can be welcomed. And I've always said from day one, I'm not trying to disrupt anything. I'm not trying to be a rebel. If anything, I'm trying to show that, we could coexist. We're there to have fun. So yeah, that for me is where that came from. I had my boy take a picture of my hands like this. And I just went over it in Procreate on my iPad and kind of took off from there.
So you knocked it out of the park. I love it.
I love the
Thank
ring. I don't remember who I
Yeah.
was talking to, but he's like, bro, like he sells that ring. I'm
Yeah. It's
like,
a
do I look like I wear rings? Like, I don't wear rings. But I'm like, if I did, like,
you. This guy right here.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
sweet.
literally I have your website pulled up and I've been like scrolling through everything and I see it. I'm like, that's sick. I don't wear rings. That's not quite who I
Yeah.
am, I would say.
Yeah.
But I love it on the shirts and everything.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank Appreciate it.
Um,
Appreciate
so obviously you're talking about your story, the logo, and the apparel. You said kind of everything has a story behind it. And you said so most of your items drop out or sell out really rather quickly. Do you plan on doing any like re-releasing, or is it like once you sell it out, like it's done? Because I know it said you could throw a flamingo on there and sell a bunch of things if you wanted to, but
I love
Yeah.
flamingos. I buy it. I'm just saying.
Listen,
Flamingos are dope.
I don't hate on it. I'm just saying there's something for everybody, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just I just want it to mean something, right? Like
Mhm.
um I'm big on that. So, but going back to your question, I would do these drops. They I got into this first and foremost to do more of the formal on-course wear, like the lifestyle stuff with streetwear golf was not something I was gonna do, right? So
Mhm.
this was the crew necks and the t-shirts. Those were things that I wanted to get out there to show, we're here, make a splash. But oftentimes, what you originally want to do doesn't always pan out, right? The audience tells you what they want, and
Yep.
then you're like, man, I need to pivot. I need to do what people are asking for. So, and that's a great example is with the polos, right? Everybody, I mean, dude, I had the little text field box to put in your email to be in the know for when it dropped. Had so many of those requests. And that those polos don't perform like streetwear items.
Yeah.
They just, you know, or
Fair.
they don't sell like the streetwear stuff.
Yep.
So there are things that I re-released. The hats, like what I posted today, is the third time they sell out.
Okay.
Um, these sweaters requested a lot. But I've come to find out that the comments that people post, like, dude, when are you gonna drop this again? I need this. Love it, gotta have it. It doesn't translate in sales when you actually
Sure.
drop it. It's
Once you
not
do
the same.
release it, those yeah, yeah, I know that makes sense.
Mhm.
I hear you.
It's not the
Like,
same. I'm glad that they sell out, but it's not as fast as you would expect based on the feedback that you get, right? You're like,
yeah.
damn, this is gonna be hot. And then it's like, wait a second, where's everybody that said
Yeah, I'm
this?
gonna find that person that made all those comments and start sending them to
So that's
you.
yeah. So anyway, my point is that I'm a bit hesitant to re-release things
Okay,
because I just don't want to be stuck with a bunch of product here, you know?
gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're obviously now in 2024. Do you have any plans on releasing anything new or that you'd like to talk about?
A
I think
blonde with the long hair might be kind of dope on a hoodie. Just throwing it out there. I could wear rings. I
yeah, yeah. Dude, I want to make it very, very clear that Buena Gente is, and my brother helped me with this. My brother Hector, he was like, broaden out, man, because when I went to the PGA show last year, so many people came to the booth that I was like, man, this could go, this appeals to a much larger audience than just
Mhm.
the Latinos. And he was like, Buena Gente means good people, and good people are all over the world, you know? Yeah, it could
Exactly.
be a
Yeah.
Spanish, the name's Spanish, you're Hispanic, but you don't have to zero in on that audience, right? And so I'm seeing that. So just so you know, Dom Dom, you can sport this stuff just like anybody
Oh,
else.
I'm well aware. I,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am
man.
well aware.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a cart full of stuff.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so going back to
I'm leaning in a bit more on the streetwear stuff. So I'll be coming out with some shirts and some hoodies, and what I was originally wanting to do more polos. That's going to take a little more time because you know, as humbly as I could possibly say it, the things I have cooking here, um, I'm really excited to get it out. It's a long, long process to get polos out. I'm just not impressed with a lot of things. I just feel like people come out with things just to come out,
yeah.
but nothing's really like really thought through. Like there's not a story behind it. And so I really like to take my time with that stuff. So in the meantime, it's gonna be shirts, hoodies, more sweatshirts, yeah, things of that nature.
Do you sell any like merch in like clubhouses or anything like that, or is everything all like 100% online on your website?
Yeah, 100% online. Um, even before I had product, I had a few country clubs that were reaching out to me and saying, we'd love to have your stuff here. And to be honest, that was my original goal. I my thing is I wanted to do it backwards, right? There are people that create brands and create a community, and then the word spreads, and then you're able to, you get these country clubs or pro shops attention, then you go, I wanted to do it, backwards. I wanted to go straight to the country clubs and to get people's attention through that, right?
Sure.
Imagine somebody going to a country club and seeing Peter Millar, Travis Matthew, a Nike Polo, and Buena Gente, they'd be like, yo, this is so different. This is so different, you know? Um, that's the type of that's the type of impact that I want to have. Um, and I'm new to this world. I'm new to I'm a designer, but I'm a digital designer. I don't do clothing. So my original plans just it didn't go the way I expected it to. I need more people on my team. I'm still, after a year and a few months, still alone, but I'm at the point where I'd like to bring people on to help me get to that point where I'm at, you know, pro shops, country clubs, stuff like that. But there is interest. There is interest.
Do you plan on like collabing with any like companies or other brands like in the future? Is that something you've talked about?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to collaborate with people. For me, it's again, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Is it
I like that you like everything is like has a special meaning to like what you're putting out. You're not just putting it out
yeah,
for volume and making
I
money.
really appreciate that
Yeah.
everything has a meaning and that there is a story behind it. And because I feel the same way. I feel like there's so much oversaturation in the
yeah,
golf market where, this Nike polo looks just like this Adidas polo, which also looks like this Under Armour polo, but just the brands are different.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I really appreciate that everything has a story, that it has a meaning, and that's definitely the people I like to work with, whether it's like the Golferos with their Serapa towels and everything is
yeah.
authentic, right? I
Yep,
think
yep.
that's kind of lost in the golf world and really a lot of places right now.
Hmm.
Not just golf, but
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that. I exactly, like my polos have those patterns that run along the sides. Right? If you were to see that, you would quickly identify it as, some people call it bowling shirts or Mexican wedding shirt or guayabera, whatever you know it for. You quickly know that there's a vibe to it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know the story, there's a certain vibe to it. Um, and so I would love to release more polos, but everything has to feel like it takes you somewhere, it transports you somewhere. Somebody bought the spread collar green polo that I have, and he wrote to me. He was like, I got the spread collar Verde polo, and then he said, all I need is a cigar and a fedora. And that to me meant the
Meant a
world
lot.
to me, man. That
hmm
meant a lot because now I've put this person in a place and time. I've created a world around it, and he feels like he's somewhere. He feels like,
Yeah. Yep.
and that for me is what the pieces should represent. It should mean something, right? It's like, not to hate on anything, but like the 7-Eleven stuff is like, what's the big fuss around this? I don't get it. Like, you
Right.
know, it's cool. It has a cool retro look, but what's the meaning behind it, right? And so that's what I try to do with everything I release. Yeah.
So how do you become a Buena Gente ambassador? I noticed on your website you have a couple ambassadors. What does that represent? And yet, how would you become one?
Do we have to be Latino?
My
No,
wife's Latina, so is that like I mean that could be part of something, I guess.
Yeah,
And he's my best friend, so
yeah, so
so we
like
gotta somehow piggyback
by
that.
default, we get Ralph and Nelson to vouch for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's two guys. No, definitely not, right? That's not part of the requirement. And
I
I
was
know you
just
guys are
kidding.
Yeah,
just
we were
messing
we
around.
were just
Yeah,
busting. Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
so
totally
like
kidding.
nobody thinks I'm like just naming my two Mexican friends. Like,
but the guys, for me, it's more important than anything is the people that represent the brand, right?
Yep.
Do you get the feeling that they're good people or they're welcoming? If you were to see them, would they be approachable? right? Would you feel like you could go up to them, carry a conversation, ask them for tips? Would you feel intimidated to play with them? And I think you get that from the ambassadors. Um, and the newest one, Billy Bogey. I don't know if you know Billy Bogey. He's pretty well
Who
known.
was it?
Billy Bogey,
I feel like I've
his
heard of the
The
name.
name sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's in Seattle, and he just recently, I talked with him, and we got on the phone, and we just connected. He was like, "Yo, now that I understand your mission and everything, I'm down. I'm down to be an ambassador." Um, and so like there's a lot of common ground with him and I, right? Like he asked
yeah.
me about the story behind the ring, and I said, the inspiration for having the letters like this is from the movie Do the Right Thing, right? Radio Raheem had these rings that said love and hate. And I just love having like a
Awesome.
message or just real big and bold. He's like, dude, yes, like I totally get what you're saying
He's
with that,
vibing
right?
with that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel
So
so
we
bad.
thought,
I don't know that movie, but I know the Jordan 4s, which makes me feel bad. Because like
you should check it out.
if somebody's like, man, those are the do the right thing for us, I'm like, I know it. Never saw the movie.
Yeah.
I
And it's
I
like,
I I haven't. You said it's Radio Raheem, right? Isn't that with
Yeah, do the right thing. It's that with Spike
Spike
Lee.
Lee? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have the Jordan
right.
twos of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
so like Chad, white guy from San Jose, he's just like you see some of the videos that I repost to his, and he's just like such a likable guy, dude. Like
Yeah,
the way he presents himself and everything. That for me is what's important.
I
To
like
have
that.
somebody
That's
represent the brand.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, if there's one thing that you could change about the game of golf, what would it be?
Gee.
We need more
Uh,
rings on tour.
I need more rings.
There we
We need
go.
more rings
Yeah.
on tour.
Yeah, just like if you win, you actually win a ring instead of like an actual trophy.
Do they keep
Yeah.
the trophy? Or do they have to
I
give
think
that?
Liv did
Oh,
that,
that'd be
or they're
dope.
doing that. Yeah.
What's that?
I think Liv came out with a ring.
I think they did. Yeah, it
That'd
looked
be
actually pretty
cool. Instead of
sweet.
like a trophy, you get like a big Super Bowl ring
Heck
type
yeah.
deal.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be
You check out
sweet.
their account. I think I just saw it just yesterday.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they posted one not too long ago.
yeah.
Live.
Um, dude, I
Oh
think I
my
would.
God.
With
Sorry,
that,
ADD.
it's a
Oh,
That is.
that's a ring.
Yeah, was it Taylor
that's a
uh
Taylor Gooch.
yeah, he won
He won the championship. That's a Super Bowl ring.
yeah. That looks like a Super Bowl ring. It's insane. It's dope. It's I mean,
it
you
is
wouldn't wear it like on your day to day going to the supermarket or something,
show it
but
off
it's
a little bit every once in a while though, right? Get
That
that
yeah.
yeah.
so that's the picture.
Show up to the country club with that ring on though. You
That's
know you
like a
mean
that's a
business.
huge
It's the
ring.
ring. It's the ring, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Um, okay, yeah. So we kind of interrupted you though, but so a lot of people,
No,
like to give you an example, like some people would say, pace of play would be one thing you'd want to change the game. I mean, obviously, probably for you, like just talking about like how you got into the game and then how you fell out of love with the game was somebody who
yeah.
kind of just,
Just the
you know,
snootiness. Yeah,
yeah,
just uh I think just everybody there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of people that say this is in, this is not in, do this, wear this, don't wear that. I've seen influencers say if you do this, please unfollow me. Like, bro, you're not
yeah,
that important. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Everybody's
exactly,
entitled to an opinion. So I think just kind of removing that, like just enjoy yourself, man. And that was the tagline, right? That you
yeah.
read is people having a good time regardless of the outcome. Um, Enjoy the people you're with, enjoy yourself out there, nature, and have fun. And I think the whole, I get caught up and get angry sometimes at some of the shots, but you know, it's really not about that. It's about, at least for me, for a lot of
Yeah.
people go out there and really like to compete. That's awesome. Um, but yeah, for me, it's just removing that pressure. Just go out there, have fun. You know,
So how often do you get out and play right now?
man, right now there's severe weather storm warning, so not
Not at
too
all.
often here in Southern Oregon, but when it's nice out, whenever I see sun peak, or even when it's a little gloomy or cloudy, I try to get out there twice a week. Um,
That's
I
pretty
am
darn
a
good.
Yeah, but I am big on the 9 hole, like the short course. So I
Sure.
don't do 18 a lot. I really don't. I like to go out there. Um, there's a there's a course I post a lot, Laurel Hill, and it's just like in the middle of woods. Like
Yep.
you'll see, like the post that I have is just so many trees. And everybody that comes to visit me, family or friends, when I take them there, I always tell them, dude, this isn't like it's not super nice. It's really casual. Like there's a trailer park literally right there next to it.
Yeah.
But when you go, they're like, dude, there's something about this place that I love. Like
Yep.
they all say it. They're like, it's so chill here, and that's essentially it. That's what I like, right?
What you're
It's
looking for.
a chill
That's fair.
environment. Yeah, it's so yeah, like
That's
and you know like a lot of people
It's
that
like
think,
the
oh,
best kind of golf though, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a course near one of my buddies, and my buddy, I don't like to say he lives out in the sticks, but like he's kind of out in the sticks. There's a course out there, and it's like a quote unquote par 3 course. It's cheap. I think your round comes with a beer, that, or it's just he ends up bringing me a beer every time, and I just assume it's with the round.
Yeah, you can't say anything. It's just like one of those rules,
Yeah, he's like, here's a
unwritten
McGold, and
rule.
I'm like, count me in. And you just cruise around the golf cart, you hit balls all day, and then you're just like, cool, we're
Yeah.
done. And it's like not like
it just
the
feels like a hang.
greatest course ever, but like you have a beer, you're with your buddy, you're playing some music, you're smoking some balls straight into the woods or in the water. It's just a fun time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, dude. It has that feel. It's just super casual, super laid back. I love it. So that's really where I go most of the time. It's just that par 3, 9 holes, finish it in an hour and a half. I'm back home.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's another big part of playing like 9 holes, like whether it's a par three or an executive course. Like one, if you're even if you're not like it's a perfect place for someone who isn't really maybe just getting into the game of golf because you're not going to spend 4 to 6 hours, like you said earlier. You have kids, like you feel kind of guilty.
Yeah,
You can get away with playing an hour to 2 hours
exactly.
and more or less no pressure.
Hmm.
So I agree. I think I'm finding that more. I love playing 18 holes of golf. I mean, that's probably my favorite, but I do find playing like 9 holes.
I love just teeing it up at
Yeah,
an
you did like,
exact and
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
good iron practice, good wedge practice. So that,
Yeah.
no, that's
And it's a bit more like it's easier to invite somebody that is a casual golfer too,
yes,
right? So like
100%.
a lot of my youngest son's friends are in soccer with him, and the dads, I'll ask him, you play golf? They're like, yeah, here and there, just like me. And I'm like, dude, let's hit this 9 hole. And they're like,
What?
oh, okay.
Yeah,
If I would have told them, let's hit an 18 like
yeah.
hole,
But
like
checking their watch, like I got to do the lawn. I got
yeah,
all
yeah.
this.
I haven't played in a long time. I'm going out there to lose balls, to look
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's intimidating, even though going with me, I wouldn't think it's intimidating because I'm gonna lose balls just like
yeah,
you would, right?
yeah. We're all
But
good, right? We're on the same
yeah,
page here, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I agree. Is there anything else you can think of that like maybe that we didn't cover? I know we obviously we were talking about your merch and like what it means to you, and we really appreciate
I'm
that.
excited for that first rapid. What the hell?
For the first what?
Rapid fire question.
Oh no, I have yeah, I haven't
What the heck?
Oh no,
oh
go.
yeah. I don't know. I was thinking of rapid fire questions. We always do rapid fire
So
questions,
we
right?
took like 2 weeks off, right?
Yeah.
Because like last week we did two episodes back to back,
Yeah, we
but
did
we
back to
we
back.
released them
Mm.
like a week apart.
Yep.
So I haven't seen Derek since like
It's been a few
a few
weeks.
weeks. Like I had a root canal in between there. I had to do like adult things, which is weird for me. And he changed all the rapid fire questions
No, no, not all of them. I just changed the first one, which I just thought
and the
was kind of
second.
yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, but
What
and
the
I don't even
hell?
know if you think it's funny, but I just it's a craze going on right now, and I want to know what your thoughts are on Stanley mugs.
That's what I think, bro.
It's like, I mean,
There
right
we
now
go.
they have like the Stanley mug videos of
I
people
hate
like
those
starting
damn
fights
things.
with everyone. I will say, my wife and like our old neighbor, they each it's a funny story. They actually last Christmas, not this last one, the one before that, they actually got the same gift for one another, and it was all because of my buddy, his or her husband was like we were like, what should we get her? And he's like, she really likes Stanley mugs. She really wants one. So it
Yeah,
turns out they got the same color, the same exact Stanley mug. They opened it up at the same time. So that was
yeah.
2 Christmases ago. Now it's like I should put it up on StockX at this point. I
I
probably could
have
make some
had
money.
the
That's
literally I've had the same hydro flask since 2015.
yeah, they'll last forever. It's just
Jesus.
the
Yeah.
craze, you know, the same thing. But it's like
Yeah.
they have the Starbucks one, and all of a sudden people are like literally like riot, like stealing right from the Starbucks like cafes
Yep.
out
I
of
saw
Target. I'm
this
like,
one girl peel
insane.
off gently the tag, laminate it, and then tape it back on.
Jeez.
Like this is a freaking cup with a handle that's no different than your goddamn Yeti mugs that you just had to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just want to know what your thoughts were. It's totally random rapid fire
I mean,
question.
that's
So
my thought. They're dumb.
I think what they did with the marketing behind it, I think is genius.
yeah,
Stanley's been on forever.
they have been
Um,
around for a long time. Yeah.
yeah, and one of their cups in one color, just like that, sold, and they said, "Wait a second, there's something here." And then they
Yep.
started coming out with these pastelish looking, mugs, and they noticed there was a whole new audience,
Yep.
right? Working women or whatever, just women in general, and they went all in. It
Yeah.
was still a gamble, but they went all in on it, and they're reaping rewards for that now. I think it's genius, but at the same time, it, it's a it's a great example of being aware, right? There's signs, right, everywhere where there's opportunity, there's things that you can do to innovate or attract a new audience. And I think they did a great job of being aware and looking out for those new opportunities.
Yeah. My grandpa actually had a Stanley back in the day.
Like a
Yeah,
thermos.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
this Stanley thermos. Yeah. And those things were like bullet. I mean, they were things that they didn't
yeah,
break. You know, it was
my pops
awesome.
too.
I mean, I've had this same cup for like
Yeah. Thing's been like
God,
Yeah,
it's been this is
around,
like
bro.
an original color. I've had this so long that I've had to replace the lid because I dropped it and it broke. And Hydro Flask was like, "Fuck it, we'll send you a new one." I was like, "Hell yeah!"
You need a
This
Buena
thing,
Gente sticker on there, bro.
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
get
get
send
this
me
thing.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
get
That'd be
that to
sweet.
you.
And but then there's like a grip, like I dropped it there, so now I have
I
a
was gonna
nice.
say, is that like an actual grip? It can't
Meant to
No,
be.
no, they're dense, but they just happen to fit really
pull
well
them
in
right
my
to his
hand.
hand.
But
Hey,
like
he dropped it and it had that like the five fingers around.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's for the
the
five
best part is
fingers.
like I dropped it from my car and I was like, "Oh, I'll never drop it again." And then I think the next day I dropped it again, and now I have grit,
Or you just totally patented a new idea for their next line. You got
Yeah,
actually a
for real, dude.
grippable,
There
grippable,
you go.
yeah,
like a
hydro
football.
flask. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So,
this thing I've had. This is like an original color. I've had it since like 2015.
nice,
It's been
nice.
keeping you.
My emotional support water
I
bottle.
yeah, I said I don't know why it was I was so normally on our podcasts I always try to come up with questions ahead of time. You know, obviously we do a little research,
Yeah.
and Dom's more the go with the flow, just say whatever kind of a deal, which is
You
totally
can
cool.
all
That's why
like
we kind of go back and
go
forth.
back and listen to episodes without Derek, and they're super dysfunctional, but they're super chaotic and great.
Which
Yeah,
makes
no,
it
that's how
great.
you
So
guys
that's why we
work
got
well together. Yeah.
yeah, we got one structured and one that just kind of goes with the flow. So I was like, I was coming up with
Yeah.
some questions and I'm like, the Stanley mugs have been, I know it's totally off topic, but that's why we say it's golf and things. We like to talk about food. So we like to talk about a
Oh,
little bit of
I could
everything.
talk about food all day, man.
Yeah.
Don't.
So we definitely gonna ask some of those questions. So we got a couple more rapid fire questions and we'll
All
ask
right.
some food questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite item that you've sold? And actually,
Um.
before you answer, I want to know both golf related and non-golf related.
Oh.
Like as far as like your apparel that you sold to, like,
Yeah.
when you first started,
My favorite is the blue polo, the
the
blue
blue
guayaba
polo.
polo. Yeah.
Okay.
That for me just feels because of the color, because of the pattern and everything feels super versatile. So go to golf range. I mean, go to the course and then go to dinner afterwards. I like for that reason.
What's the most like sought after like product that you get emailed for all the time that's sold out?
The jersey. So the one that looks like the Pirates jersey.
I want
Yeah,
so
that one's
I'm
good.
not a Pirates fan in any sense of the word. I am
Yeah,
a
mine.
Cardinals fan and a Twins fan, and the Cardinals hate the Pirates, but I need that goddamn thing. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
God.
not mainly because of Roberto Clemente,
Yeah,
I did that.
that's very
Um,
cool.
but again, I always try to do something that's different. And I thought, man, it'd be cool to do like a golf jersey. And yeah, it sold out fairly quickly. and that is probably another one of my favorite items. But I do get a lot of requests for that, a lot. You know.
If you did like a black and orange one, let me tell you, the Bay
Yeah, yeah.
Area would go nuts.
I was, yeah, or just like a pinstripes one,
That would
a
be
gray.
cool
Well, we don't have to do pinstripes now. I might draw the line there, but like,
because of the New York
yeah, we
Yankees.
don't talk about them. But like,
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
black
talk
and
about.
orange would be sick. You could even do like a blue for the Dodgers.
Yeah, yeah. I did the Oakland A's one for the
The
Masters.
Masters.
Yeah, the Masters one. That's
Yeah,
really cool. I like that.
yeah,
You
I
plan
like
on
that.
doing another like a Masters theme release? Will you do something like that? Do you typically try to do one like during the Masters time?
I've seen that that's a, that's a trend.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm kind of like Dom, like I just kind of wing it and go with the flow. Nothing's really like I haven't built out a strategy for the year. I just know that I have a lot of exciting things to do, but to say at this time, when the Masters are, nah, not really. So
true.
I
What
don't
you
know.
could do is you could drop the Masters stuff during the Waste Management Open, beat the curve.
Yeah, yeah, true, true.
There's that
Makes
too. Yeah. Favorite drink on the course?
coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I
Uh,
uh I stopped at alcohol. I'll do alcohol, just not a lot. I feel like a washer machine with everything swishing in there. My like during the swing, I feel like everything's moving with all the
yeah.
liquor and stuff. Dude, this is heavy, man. So I just
Yeah.
like to sip coffee.
Or save it after.
I,
Save it for
Yeah,
after the round. That's kind of me too. I
I
don't
had
really drink on the course.
I had
yeah.
so many Modelo's during the shindig that I think I'm better.
Well, that's why a lot of people like prefer to
But
drink. Some people say they get better. I don't. I don't like to drink on the course
I
really.
was like double fisting at one point. I don't know if anybody saw me, but
I,
well, I mean, I was kind of running around.
Dom was all over the place that day.
there is a point though, right, where you have a drink and you loosen up to where, again, I've noticed this recently. I had a drink recently, and I'm like, damn, I'm striping it and I feel good.
Feeling
My
good.
contact's good. It's so weird. And then you pass that and you're just back to
It's a really
worse.
small fine line of
Exactly.
where you're at. If you're
See,
just
for
passing,
me,
you're done.
like I was
One drink.
drinking the Golfero's beer, which they call a Cheve,
Uh-huh.
phenomenal. Um, but I wasn't supposed to play. So I felt like I got to that point and then like I went so far beyond it that it hit that point again. Because then they're like, we need a fourth. And I'm like, count me in, let's go. And then before I know it, I'm smoking everything. And then somebody hands me two more Modelo's. And I'm just like, what is going on? And I'm like, I gotta drink them.
Gotta drink.
The golf event in Puerto Rico I sponsored, JJ Barea's event. We would chill and everything. I don't get like my buddy started drinking, or my partner was way before me, and I was like, I don't get the whole drinking in the morning. I just don't get it, right? And then when I started to have the drinks, um, like your body craves sweet stuff and the heat, and I was getting like, syrupy sweet drinks with rum.
Mhm.
And bro, I lost it. Like I was like I would I would get ready to swing, and I was like, yo, everything's moving. Everything's
Yeah.
moving.
I can't. I'm
Started
not
pounding
standing
the
still,
water.
even though I'm standing
Yeah,
still.
I think I
exactly.
had a tequila shooter with Mr. Misfit at like 9 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
God, it was good.
I don't. Like I said, that's one thing. I said I like my craft beer, but I don't. I don't know. I'm the same. I just don't like to
Me,
Yeah.
drink while I'm playing golf.
I love tequila.
um, Dom, I'll let you ask this one because this is a good one for you here.
Which one?
This one here.
Ooh, okay. I think it's what you pointed at.
Yeah.
You're on the first tee. What's your walk-up song?
Ooh,
There's an easy answer. This is kind of a layup for you. Because in
no.
my mind, I immediately thought of Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
Gasolina, no, man, that would be the last. No, that is cool. That I would imagine, yeah, that would be pretty dope walk-up song. I like Tego Calderon. He's a Puerto Rican rapper, and his music's dope because he combines the African drums or horns, like jazzy horns, with hip hop. And
That's
so
awesome.
he's got a song that I'm like, dude, I always thought that would be awesome. Hear it. Doesn't matter if you don't understand the words, you'll be like, yo, this is dope. It's called El Abayarde. Abayarde, A-B-A-R, no, Y-A-R-D-E. So I'll shoot it to you guys later.
Yeah,
It's
send it to me. I definitely listen to it because
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of
I've been listening to a lot of like not to interrupt, but
no,
like a lot of like UK hip hop where they're like collaborating with like people from France and then like Spain. I'm like, I can understand like some of like the English slang and everything.
yeah.
But then this dude comes on in French and I'm like,
yeah,
this is great.
yeah,
What
yeah,
what's he saying? No idea.
But sometimes
yeah.
it's the best that way. So I went
Yeah.
to my wife is Mexican and she we went to the Corinne Leon concert here
Okay.
and same thing. Like I know like some of his songs, but I don't, I know a little bit of Spanish, but not a lot. I just because I can pick up on words, right? But
Uh-huh.
but the same thing, man. I just love the music and the vibe and the atmosphere. It's just fantastic.
That's kind of why I like Carol G. I don't know any of the lyrics. I don't know what she says, but like killer voice.
Becky G.
No, Carol
Oh, I
G.
like Becky G. But Carol
Yeah.
G's good too.
Carol
Yeah,
G.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The voice, the beats that they use. I'm like,
yeah.
this is fun. I don't know any of the words, but I like it.
Yeah.
Other than the song she did with Pop Smoke, I kind of understand the words, but I'm like, I no idea.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
My
Uh,
walk up song will forever be David Banner.
David Banner.
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. How about you,
Oh,
Derek?
what was that?
Me,
That's
I don't
yeah,
know. I always come up with like the worst songs ever.
Yeah, you're
John
not.
always puts me on the spot on this, and I'm like,
I didn't
yeah.
even put you on the spot.
no, not in this one this time. I'll try to switch it up. Um,
Yeah, mine for a while has been David Banner.
Yeah.
hold on a second.
He's got to pull up his Apple Music.
Let me
He's gonna
the
go through his.
last time I did this, what did I play last time? I actually played this song. No, did I play this song last time? Let me see here.
You're not very good at this.
No, I always get off on this one
Well,
here of off
What
track.
did you listen to today, man? What did you listen?
Uh
Here, here, I'll cover you.
oh yeah, there we go. David Banner. Yeah, that's his jam.
Look at that.
That is a
Uh-huh.
good one.
That's a classic.
So if I'm like I know he's been obviously not politically correct here, but like if I'm especially if it's early morning tea time, I'm
That
gonna
is very, yeah, he's very not politically correct.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Good Morning by Kanye West.
He's not correct in anything.
Okay.
But I like that song. That was
Might be the
almost
most wrong person
that
I've
was
ever seen.
that was a long time ago. That was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song. So if I'm playing in the
Gotta
morning, I
separate the
prefer morning
artist.
golf. That's gonna be me.
Separate the artist from the crowd, man. I love Kanye West songs, so it's like
Yeah, yeah.
I actually had this conversation. I took a lot of like art classes. I was actually accepted to the Arts Institute when I was in high school. I would have gone for culinary science and then minored in photography.
yeah,
And I was like, no, that's a lot of money.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
we
dude.
were talking about, separating the art from the artist, right? Because a lot of classical musicians, a lot of classical paintings are not exactly done by the best people we've
Yeah.
ever met. Like a lot of like really classic symphonies are from people who are like
Probably
studying
weren't
like
good people.
Nazis and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah, not good people.
I say that to an extent, but when you go out in public and you're just like, yeah, Jewish people, and you're just like, no, I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hear you. It's kind of unfortunate because he said he got a lot of good music, and then it's like, you know what I mean? That's kind of what happens.
Yeah,
I'm still afraid to like go out in public with his damn shoes. I have three pairs.
But yeah, so that's gonna be our walk up song. Okay, so I don't know if this really, I mean, early morning golf or twilight golf for you.
Um, dude, uh, I just get excited for golf, honestly.
I love that answer.
Yeah, I just get excited. So like it could be super early morning and you spring out of bed like this. So it's, if it's for golf, right? If it's for
It's
work,
amazing how we can do that, right? Like
it's
we're already
crazy.
like ready, we're already dressed, we're already ready
Yeah,
to
we're like
go.
kids. We're like kids,
Yeah,
man. My
yeah,
kids, when they know something exciting is coming up, they
yeah.
wake up by themselves.
It
For
doesn't matter if
school,
they went to bed
like
at
driving.
3 in the morning, excited to
Yeah,
wake,
yeah,
wake up the next day. They
exactly.
still get up. Yep.
Exactly, dude.
You got the
But
outfit already picked up.
What are you
yeah,
sleeping?
I've had some good experiences with Twilight rounds here because it's like I have the course to myself. So I love that. Like I get anxious when I feel a group behind me,
Yep.
like waiting on me and stuff.
Feels like they're
I
just staring right at you, like waiting to.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm always trying to accommodate people. So I'm like, let me rush through so they can
Yeah.
tee off. It's not about that, right? Everybody knows it's not like that. But I like I like the twilight rounds when like when nobody's playing, you know.
Yeah, and you can literally play 18 holes like you would if you were playing. You could play 9 holes if somebody was right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's yeah. I am with you on that though, because sometimes I do that, and it's really like you should not do that. But like you said, like you're like trying to accommodate the person behind you, and it's like you both paid the same amount of money, but you get anxious, and you're like, then you're like not even like wanting to play because you're trying to like get away from them. So like you know what I mean?
And
I
how
do think
different
that's one thing I wish we could change.
I'm just not a morning person.
yeah.
Like, no, I no.
Domino's not a morning person when it comes to golf.
They
Yeah,
literally almost had to drag me to Half Moon Bay.
which is like one of the nicest golf courses ever.
Bay. I've
Yeah.
never
Derek's like,
played
hey,
there,
we have
but
like
we
an
used to play
8 a.m.
there.
tea time. And I'm like, this sucks.
You're talking about the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We played that this past year. It was
last
awesome. It's
summer.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
Last summer, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Lucky.
They almost had to, because I'm like sitting on the couch. It's like, what, 7 a.m. because it's like an hour drive.
Hmm.
I got my hood up. I'm pissed. I'm like, this sucks.
Didn't say a word
I
the
didn't
whole
say a
drive. I'm
word.
like a morning
And one
person.
of one of the guy like leaned over. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "Stop!"
Don't talk to me.
Like, don't talk to me. So then, as soon as I got into the car, nap.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
out, and then I pounded a Red Bull and
He-
called it a day.
he's one of a kind when it comes to that. Like I don't think most golfers love the early morning golf,
Yeah.
I had a
especially
Yeah.
to Half Moon Bay.
I had a killer breakfast burrito though.
You did, and
Oh my
our
God.
weather was really legit. We really lucked out with the weather. It was chilly, but it was a really
And
good
then
day.
all the fog burned off,
It was
kind of
awesome.
when the round
Yeah,
ended. It was really nice.
we're lucky because
Okay, so pretty much done with uh rapid fire questions for the most part.
I think that's probably a good one
Okay,
because
go
I'm
ahead. Yeah, yeah,
curious.
go ahead.
Do you have a favorite golfer?
um Tiger is everybody's answer. I mean,
No.
for
Oh, that's
me,
my answer. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. For me, it's there's something about I don't know if it's talked about enough, but his swagger is different, man. It's just it almost doesn't match the way he talks. Like it's just the way he walks, the way he carries himself. I think he's like dude, this guy is awesome. I don't I don't um I don't what's the word? I know it in Spanish. Idolatry.
Idolize?
Oh, idolizing?
And
Yeah.
idolize, like, yeah, like, I don't get people that is just like posting about him. I'm just like, okay, like he's mad cool, and he is my favorite golfer, but yeah, not to that point, he's not where I'm
I
gonna.
didn't catch the name. I'm
Um,
sorry.
Tiger.
Oh, it was Tiger. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I think you said. Oh, okay, I thought you were saying somebody else's name because I got you.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
he does have that swagger effect, that's for sure. But he is
yeah,
put on that pedestal. That's kind of like, okay,
yeah.
food questions, and we'll wrap it up. If we come out in your direction, we're gonna play some golf. Obviously, 9 holes at your little spot you're talking about in the woods. Where are we
With
gonna get some food
walk-up
with
songs.
walk-up songs? Yeah, yeah. I'll have a different walk-up song though, because we won't
You
be
can
playing
do
in the morning.
you can do Gasolina. Get everybody pumped up
I'll get
at
everyone
9
pumped up,
a.m.
all jacked up at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a Thai spot around here that's really good. I love that restaurant. It's called Charm. And it's amazing. They messed up my order recently and they gave me pineapple fried rice. I'd never had that. I always thought it was
Ooh,
like,
never
what?
heard of it.
It's good.
Is it?
It
I've
is
never had it.
out of this world, bro. Out of this world. And they were like, you could keep it. We messed up your order. We'll bring the other thing. I I polished that plate, and now it's like, that's my thing. But
Man,
I,
I'm gonna
I
have to
would
check
say
that out.
Thai food. There's a good Mexican truck over here that has really good tacos. They have something called machete, which is, imagine like a long torpedo looking quesadilla.
I had one last time I was here,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
and his
Out of
um his wife and her sister walk in, and the sister goes, "Is that a fucking machete?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then I ate the whole thing.
it's out
Yeah,
of
is
this
it a
world.
local taco spot? Or not like local, but it's close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a stir fry fusion place that I like to order from. I actually
Okay.
just had it. You can kind of build your own. So I'll do like rice, chicken, broccoli, like bean sprouts,
No,
stuff
yeah,
like
I
that,
like
and then
that.
I'll add a spicier sauce with pineapple.
Ah,
Interesting.
Because
okay.
the pineapple gets kind of warm and sweet, and then it kind of sweet and spicy, but then the chicken savory, but then you get nice crunchy broccoli.
So would I like it, even though I don't like pineapple on my pizza?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like pineapple on my
Okay,
pizza.
okay, all right, good. Okay, because some
Oh
people
no,
are like obsessed with that. If you like, I'm not a
oh
big
no.
fan of that at
No,
all. I love pineapple. I love pizza, just not on
it's
not.
really
That's
good
why I
because
never
it's
tried. That's why I never tried pineapple fried rice. It
Yeah,
was like yeah, I'd see it, and in San Jose it was pretty popular, and I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna eat this. They
yeah,
messed up and gave it to me. I was like, that's what made me try it. But
yeah.
pineapple on pizza. Matter of fact, on the back side of the laptop, I have a sticker that says pineapple on pizza. It's got like a circle and a slash. Because I used
That's
to have
awesome.
the uni pizza oven, and they send you those stickers like a little
Sticker
pack
with
of
it. I was
yeah, yeah,
some people like are like you they get offended when you talk about pineapple on pizza.
I
They're like,
like
you
it.
don't see.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
I like grilled pineapple too.
I like grilled pineapple, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just said I like
Can't do
pizza
pineapple on
separately from
burgers
pineapple.
either. I
But
don't know. It's
Grilled
kind of
pineapple is really good because it gets kind of caramelized and a little bit sweeter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So our last question, normally it's obviously another food related question, but instead of us like going to a restaurant, I'll let Dom answer this or ask this question. It's kind of the one that you normally would ask.
Oh, the dying one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
cool.
just hypothetical, obviously.
So like tomorrow's your last day on Earth. Take us through what you're eating. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It could be
oh,
a restaurant, it could be something home cooked, it could be something
Whatever.
wherever.
Yeah. You can go as
Yeah.
full detail as you want.
uh breakfast Captain Crunch peanut butter. About
Oh,
three
Oh,
bowls.
slaps. I haven't had that in forever. I used to eat that by the
About three
box.
bowls, bro. About three
yes.
bowls, and I always have a stomach ache afterwards. Always.
And it's milk though. See, that's the thing. Like I used to eat that all the time when I was a kid, and then I have like the
Stomach,
world's worst stomach
a
ache.
stomach ache and a shredded mouth.
That
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the Captain Crunch, like the berries.
Yeah. Oh, I love the
The berries
berries.
it
They
slap
tear
too.
you up, man.
They do.
But because the other day I'm supposedly on a diet. The other day I snuck in a bowl and I was perfectly fine. I know that I pushed myself till I'm like, dude, I finished a bowl. I'm like, I gotta have another one.
Can't have
Boom.
just one, right?
Third, I'm like, I don't feel too good. But anyway, that's breakfast for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and what? I'm supposed to say the other ones, right?
Yeah,
Lunch,
yeah.
Unless you're only having breakfast.
Unless you just want to have Captain Crunch all day.
Yeah.
Endless amounts of Captain Crunch peanut butter
unless I
cups.
die right after the breakfast.
I mean,
Your
sometimes
stomach just curled right up and he just died.
that's how I want to go out. Just after a big breakfast, just dead. I'd be okay
Yeah.
with that.
Um, I I know for a fact, fried pork chop, white rice, and stew, like a bean stew that we make with fried plantains, tostones,
Ooh,
that for me, that'll be my last meal, man. That'll be
right
my
there.
last.
Okay.
Love that. And then I would put that at dinner and lunch. I'm a fried food guy, so and sometimes I'm like a little kid. If you can get me some good chicken tenders, and some fries, that and if I'm feeling fancy, maybe like a steak au poivre with like fries. I like fries. Yeah,
Yeah,
so a
keeping it
steak
simple,
and fries.
man. Making
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love it.
Whenever I go to a Twins game, everybody laughs at me because I always get my big chicken
Chicken tender, dude.
tender.
That's what I would get
I
too.
get my
Chicken
big
tender
chicken.
slap, man.
I get my chicken tender helmet with the
Yep.
bunch of fries,
Fries.
and I sit there all game and eat my chicken tendies, and then everyone's like, "Why'd you get
And
that?" I'm like, "Do you want a fry?"
Listen,
They're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Shut up and eat the
yeah.
fry."
Because I'm
yeah,
12, okay? Leave me alone. I like to be like in like, no, I
26 going on 12.
exactly. Exactly. I want to feel like a kid again. We can have chicken tenders. Doesn't matter what age
yeah.
we are, right?
Actually,
Yeah,
there's a new one at Target Field where it's like actual, like legitimate fried chicken, and you get like a Chipotle aioli with it. Oh my God,
fried
What's your
chicken.
what's your dip on the chicken tenders or chicken nuggets?
barbecue.
Honey mustard.
Okay.
If it's good, honey mustard and barbecue.
Yeah,
I don't
barbecue's mine.
I don't really mess with ranch that much.
I
Maybe
like
No, me
you.
neither. Adam.
I like
yeah,
you.
Yeah, yeah.
You're my
We got
favorite.
great taste over here. I love it.
So what I'll
yeah.
do, my mom hooked me on this when I was really little. I don't know if my mom ever listens to these, or if she does. I don't think she listens this far, so I think she gets tired of hearing me talk. Um, Go to McDonald's, you get like a 10 banger of nuggets, and then you get the spicy mustard and the barbecue, and then
Okay,
you
yeah.
just mix it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you just
barbecue. Oh, you mix
well,
them.
well, you could dunk it in mustard and then dunk it in the
Ah,
barbecue
I
sauce.
can't do mustard. I
So
can't. I
good.
can't. See, I do buffalo sauce or barbecue, and I'll get one of
Buffalo
each,
good. But yeah, buffalo
I
with
like
chicken.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
good too.
another one for sure.
Hmm.
Some
John, man, it's been a pleasure having you on, man. I
oh,
hopefully we can have you on again down the road and got some new
man.
your new
Pleasure.
products that you're dropping, we could talk about those.
Drop a
Definitely.
Twins jersey with the interlocking. Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It was a
Absolutely.
pleasure meeting you guys, and it was fun talking to y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same. Likewise, man. You have a good night. We'll talk soon.
Same. Bye.
Thank you.